Hi everyone, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Sabrina. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I work in a company called Pacific Light, and what we do is very simple. We have a really big power plant, and this power plant helps us generate electricity. This means that we provide you with power. That's right, we help make sure that your lights are working, your fans are turning, and your iPhones and iPads can charge. We do this by providing you with electricity. But okay, enough about me. It's time to get to the presentation. I hope you're comfortable. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I hope you learned something interesting today. Today, I will be teaching you about recycling. Don't worry, it's easy. Let's learn more about how we can do our part to recycle. Before I start, let me ask you a little question. Do you know what recycling is? Can you tell me which one of these pictures show the recycling logo? It's okay if you don't know, but you can just try anyway. Is it A, B, or C? If you picked B, you are absolutely correct. The second image shows the recycling logo. You can look out for this logo in the future to tell you which bins are recycling bins and where to dispose your recyclable items. Now what about recycling? Do you know what that means? Recycling is a way to turn used materials into new things. This means that used items such as plastic bottles can be recycled and made into new items that we can use again in the future. There are many things that we can recycle, but first we need to know why. Why is it important for us to recycle? Do you know? If you're not sure, that's okay. Let's watch a video and learn why it's important to recycle.
Recycling is something all of us can do. It is important to recycle because it helps to protect the environment. Recycling is a way of using materials again and again. By recycling what we already have, it means that less of the Earth's natural resources will be used up in manufacturing new products. Recycling also saves energy and cuts down on harmful CO2 emissions. If we don't recycle, it can also have a negative impact on the environment. Waste packaging like plastic can end up in the oceans and cause serious harm to wildlife. By taking the small step of putting the right thing in the right bin, you can make a huge difference and help protect the planet. Let's sort it.
Wow! Wasn't that so informative? It's important to recycle because it helps protect the environment. By recycling, we can all make a huge difference in the world. But unfortunately, even though it's important, not everyone practices recycling, and that's not good. Did you know that last year, Singapore generated over 7 million tons of waste? That's a lot of rubbish. That's equivalent to 500,000 double-decker buses. Imagine having 500,000 of these giant buses in front of you. That's a lot of rubbish, right? Now, where would Singapore dispose of such large amounts of rubbish? Let's find out and learn more about how recycling works. Yay! You're recycling your items. But what happens after you throw it away in the recycling bin? After you put your recyclable items in the blue recycling bin, these items are then collected by a recycling truck and sent to the material recovery factory. Wow, look at the number of items you can recycle! Can you imagine how many new things can be made out of this? In the material recovery factory, the items are then sorted out and divided into 4 groups: plastic, glass, metal, and paper. Look at all the hard workers sorting out your recyclables. This is where they put all the items in the plastic category. Look at the number of plastic bottles collected. Next, the glass items are sorted and put together. Metal can also be recycled. And finally, we have mountains and mountains of paper. Once categorized, the recyclables are then crushed together into blocks. These blocks then get sent to recycling plants to be made into new materials. Unfortunately, not everything in the recycling bin can be recycled. Dirty items and wrongly placed items like sandals or clothes have to be thrown away as they cannot be recycled in this factory. It's important to remember that we should not recycle food and liquid waste or items that are dirty from food or water. We should also not recycle items that are made of 2 or more materials, items such as ceramics, porcelain, tissue paper, and diapers. When we throw away non-recyclable items into the blue bin, it makes the job of those factory workers very difficult as they have to sort out all the wrongly put items. You can learn more about what you can and cannot recycle so that when you do recycle, you will recycle right. And remember, no food or liquid waste. Now, I'm sure most of you can't wait to start recycling, but first, we need to know where to recycle. Do you know what are the different types of recycling bins we have in Singapore? There are only 2 types of recycling bins in Singapore. Let's go through them together. The first is the blue bin. The blue bin is where you recycle plastic, paper, glass, and metal items. You can find this blue dustbin with the recycling logo at most housing estates. But don't worry, if you don't know where your blue bin is, you can also recycle using your blue box. All families in Singapore are given a blue box to help them collect their recycling. Once the blue box is full, you can then bring it down to the blue bin near your housing area together with your parents. The second type of recycling bin is a special one. It's called an e-waste bin. And this is where you recycle all your broken, old, and used electronics. This means that if you have a spoiled earphone, a broken laptop, or a broken iPad that you want to get rid of, you can put it in the e-waste bin. You can find these e-waste bins in most shopping centers. So the next time you're out with your family at a shopping center, try to see if you can spot one. Alright, now that you know what kinds of recycling bins there are, we have one last step before we're ready to recycle. Let's learn about what we can and cannot recycle together through this video.
Cannot.
Wow, those kids are really smart and they taught me so much. Remember, it's important to only put the correct recyclable items in the bin, as it makes the job of the workers in the sorting factory much easier. And make sure you never throw dirty food or liquid waste into the blue recycling bins. Don't forget, we also have e-waste recycling bins. Let's learn what we can or cannot recycle in the e-waste bins.
One sunny day in a dusty storeroom, a group of broken appliances gather together. Friends, we've been stuck here for far too long, broken, uncertain, nearing the end of our lives. But this is all about to change. The National Environment Agency is implementing a national e-waste management system. We can find a new purpose to be recycled the right way and help protect the environment and Earth's natural resources. A brighter future for us and for the environment. And it starts right now.
I hope you've learned a lot more about what you can or cannot recycle from these amazing videos. If you're still not sure about what you can or cannot recycle, don't worry. I've come up with a simple way for you to know how through a checklist. Let's go through it together. First, check if the item is made of plastic, paper, glass, or metal. If it is, yes, you can recycle it. All you have to do is make sure that you clean it first before putting it in the recycling bin. However, if the item is not plastic, paper, glass, or metal, then no, it cannot be recycled. However, you can think of other ways to reuse, upcycle, or donate it to someone else if you can. Here are some common recycling mistakes that you should avoid. First, avoid throwing away dirty or used tissue paper or used food packaging into the recycling bin. Remember, the recycling bin is for clean items only, so don't throw anything wet or dirty in there, as they cannot be recycled. Next, another common mistake is throwing away used or broken toys. Unfortunately, most toys cannot be recycled, as they are made of many different types of materials, and they are very hard to separate these materials in the sorting factory. It's much better for you to repurpose these toys or donate them to someone else. Next, people often want to recycle things like art paper, foam, glitter paper, or shiny wrapping paper. Unfortunately, most of these cannot be recycled. The shine and glitter in these papers make it impossible for the paper to be recycled, as it cannot be separated in the sorting factory. Old artworks are also hard to recycle, as they are made of many different paints, crayons, or coloring that cannot be separated. Instead of recycling it, we should try to reuse it for other purposes or avoid getting these shiny papers to begin with. Another common mistake is throwing away trash bags into the recycling bin. Please do not throw your common household rubbish or trash bags into the recycling bin. They cannot be recycled, and the recycling bin is only for clean items. What about old electronic items? Remember what we watched earlier? Electronic items can be recycled, but only at a special e-waste bin that you can find in shopping malls. The blue bins are not meant for electronic waste, so make sure to dispose of your electronics in the right recycling bins that are e-waste bins. Next, what about old shoes? Unfortunately, shoes are made of many different types of material, and they cannot be separated or recycled in the blue recycling bin. It's much better to give these shoes away or donate them instead. Similarly for clothes, They cannot be recycled in the blue recycling bin. If you have old clothes that you want to give away, you can give them away to many different donation organizations in Singapore that can help you pass your used items to someone else in need. Instead of throwing your used clothes or shoes into recycling bins, it's important to know that they cannot be recycled in the blue bins. If you have used clothes or shoes that you no longer want, try giving them away to second-hand stores like Refash or donating them to organizations for the less fortunate. Your old sports shoes can also be dropped off at an active SG outlet where they will be recycled or repurposed in a special way in the future. Did you know that mooncake boxes, shiny wrapping paper, and shiny red packets cannot be recycled in the blue bin? Can you guess why? If you guessed that it's because they are made of many different types of materials, you are absolutely correct. These items are made of many different materials like plastic, paper, cardboard, and so much more. And this makes them very hard to separate in the factory. Because of that, these items are impossible to recycle. So what can we do instead? If you have empty mooncake boxes lying around, try repurposing them to store other items in your home. You can store art appliances like crayons and color pencils, tea bags, or even makeup products in these boxes. Next, instead of using shiny wrapping paper, why not switch to craft paper instead? They are equally as beautiful when wrapped up nicely, and they can be recycled very easily. Finally, instead of using shiny red packets, you can try to find red packets that are made entirely of paper. Or even better, start giving and receiving your ang paos digitally. These are just some ideas on how you can help reduce waste by making small changes in your lifestyle. Apart from recycling, do you know that another good way to take care of the environment is to upcycle? You can make art, toys, and games out of recycled materials. That's called upcycling. Let me show you some examples. These are some of the artworks and toys that you can make with recycled materials like cardboard, plastic, and paper. Look at how creative you can be. You can even make a whole kitchen set. These are just some of the amazing artworks made by students in our Create Sustainability competition. Aren't they amazing? You can also use recycled materials to make creative and fun games that you can play with your friends. Check out some of the games your peers at My First School have made. These games were made by children just like yourself from My First School, and they look so fun. Isn't it also exciting? I can't wait to start recycling and upcycling my items. If you're looking to upcycle your items to make something new, but you don't know how, don't worry. You can start small. A little creativity is all you need. Let's watch this video and see how you can make fun and creative items with just a plastic bottle. Wow, I hope you enjoyed that video and that you're ready to start recycling and upcycling with your family from now on. Remember, by recycling and upcycling, we can do our part to help the environment. And you can make a difference too. We're almost at the end of the presentation, but before I go, I want to let you in on a little secret. Did you know that another way you can help take care of the earth is by growing your own little plants? These plants can help give you and your family fresh air to breathe every day. Take part in our Kangkong project and grow Kangkong plants with us. I have one too, and it's growing very healthily. If you would like to try growing your own plants, email us at createsustainability@pacificlight.com.sg to get your seed pack kit. Then you can grow them yourself at home. Alright, thank you everyone for joining me on this exciting journey as we learn more about recycling. If you would like to find out more, visit our Create Sustainability website for more resources and information on how to live a sustainable lifestyle. You can also check out our Create Instagram and Facebook page at create.sustainability for more bits and bytes of information. And of course, don't forget to email us at createsustainability@pacificlight.com.sg to get your own Kangkong seed pack kit. Thank you everyone for your time today, and I hope you had lots of fun. Goodbye, and I'll see you again next time.